Hey everybody, this is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Friday, January 15th of the year 2021, and this is FlossTube number 47. So as always, welcome to you all. Welcome back to my channel, to all of you returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you as always for your continuing support. And welcome to anybody that's stopping by for the first time. Thank you for giving me a chance. I hope you like what you see, you find a reason to stay, to subscribe, and to continue to follow me on my stitching journey. This week has been pretty busy, as well as last week. The Stitchy bug is just all over the place still. I've been trying to keep up with the full coverage phonetics bingo that they have going on this month. But at the same time, I'm also trying to balance it out with my non-full coverage pieces that I can't use for that challenge. So this week I was a little bit better about working on my non-full coverage things. And one of the first things that I worked on, which I worked on this last weekend. So, and I apologize if you guys can hear the construction going on outside. They've been going on all week. Sometimes I even do it in the middle of the night. The other night it was like 11 o'clock at night and they were drilling outside. It hasn't been fun. Anyways, hopefully they won't cause too much noise. But this is the piece that I was talking about. This is Flowers of the Alphabet by Lemonada on Etsy. So lemon and then the fabric Ada. And I'm using this as a de-stash piece instead of using the called for colors, since there's quite a bit of colors. Every flower has essentially its own little palette. Instead of using the called for colors, I'm just using whatever I have left over from other projects to use up those, because I don't like to waste thread. So if I have some left over from dimension skits or something, I'll keep it. So I decided this would be a good opportunity to use those leftover floss. And this is what I have so far. So this is the entire piece. And I haven't worked on this much, which was really disappointing, because I was really excited about working on this. Again, as a de-stash piece, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use up those threads, make more room, you know. But ultimately I started it. I had like 3/4 of the flower done, and then I just stopped working on it, mostly because the fabric was unraveling a lot. So it wasn't until I was able to zigzag or do a zigzag stitch on the edges that I finally was comfortable enough to stitch on it again without it falling apart on me. But this is what I have so far. So I just finished the A. And I'm actually using this for a semi-sane stitchers challenge that goes on throughout the entire year. It's called Alpha My Bet, and every 2 weeks, or at least for the most part every 2 weeks, you have to stitch on the different letter of each alphabet, right? So the first 2 weeks of January were A, and now the following 2 weeks are going to be B. So as you can see, I've already started doing the background for the letter B, which is going to be bluebells. So yeah, so hopefully I'm hoping that challenge will help me in being more motivated to work on it, because it's a really nice piece, and I do want to eventually finish it. The next piece, I don't have my tablet with me because it's charging. But the next piece that I worked on that's non-full coverage is my Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler from 2020. It's the Friends and Family style, which I'm sure you've all seen. A lot of people are working on it throughout the year. I started it in like September. I had no intentions of catching up whatsoever. But this is what I have so far. The main color, this fabric is by hand dyed by Rolanda. I mean, she doesn't normally have like set colors. She usually dyes like unique fabrics, and then that's it. They never come back around. But I'm using 3808. DMC 3808 is the main color, and I've decided to, and thanks to some of my friends and virtual stitchers who helped out with the decision making, I'm gonna be using this purple for some of the accents, and I have a purple, like a purplish pink to go along with some of the smaller flower accents, because I didn't want it to be just like all 3808, even though it still looked very pretty. I wanted to give it a chance to have some pop of color every now and then. But yeah, this is one of the pieces that was called for WIPCO this month. So for my personal goals for WIPCO, I decided that I was going to use whatever whips were called at least for at least one task on my challenge groups. So because I don't have this on Pattern Keeper, I'm using it for the enchanted stitching challenges, which gives you the option of counting the time you put into the whip as opposed to the stitches. So I don't have to worry about counting stitches on this. And I did work on this while I was on Zoom with some of my stitchy friends. So again, it's easy. It's a nice easy stitch for when you don't have to worry about too much color changes. But as far as non-full coverage go, that's the extent. That's the extent of it. The next piece I've been working on, and from now on it's not going to be in any particular order, it's just in the order that I have it here. But the next piece that I've been working on quite regularly is my full moon pattern. This is by Foxy Stitcher on Etsy. I just noticed this last night. One of my Hispanic viewers sent me a message asking me about this pattern, and it wasn't until I told her where to go that I realized that the link didn't work. So as of right now, the Etsy shop is not there. So I've reached out to Emily, Foxy Stitcher, so to see what's going on, to see if it's gonna, because I know that she had a lot going on. So I don't know if it's like temporary, because usually for Etsy shops you have the option of going on vacation, but the shop isn't even there at all. So I've reached out to her to see what's going on with this one. But yeah, this is one of her patterns. This is Full Moon, and I started this back in October, and I've just hit, well, technically I already passed it because I kept going, but when I posted on Instagram I had reached the 70% mark. I finished one of the colors. This main color is the is it 3756, I think? That's like that really light blue. And then I just kept going with 775. So I used this for one of the spaces on Bingo. We were supposed to stitch on red floss. I don't know why they chose red, but we were supposed to stitch with red floss, so I just did the penalty stitches. So I did 2,000 stitches on this week. This was a major focus this week. But I wanted to be on track to finish by the end of February. I figured if I did 1,000 stitches each week, because I had 8,000, a little under 8,000 stitches to go at the end of the year. If I did 1,000 stitches each week, I could finish by the end of February. So we're on track. I'm gonna go ahead and do another 1,000 stitches for another space. The space is a design or designer that starts with F or C for full coverage, and this is Full Moon Foxy Stitcher. Either way it works. So I'll keep going on that one, so you'll see that back up. next video. The next one that I worked on was we needed to work on something that had winter wear, so hats, mittens, gloves. I originally said that this was going to be for her fur coat, but in case that doesn't work, it could also be for a hat or the capes, something. I might actually have to ask. Maybe it won't count, I don't know. But I did finish that round of 1,000 stitches, and this is what she looks like. So most of those stitches were to her, I don't know, headdress. I don't even know what to call it. The black, all the black. And I did kind of finish up some of the confetti stitches. I tried not to do too many confetti stitches for the sake of getting those 1,000 stitches done faster, but I ultimately did need to move the Q-snap down, so I needed to finish up those confetti stitches. But yeah, she's looking great. I did realize that the white, I have had this for a while, so the white is actually not so white anymore. Do I have, yeah, okay, so here's my DMC white. I don't know if you will be able to notice on camera, but you kind of, yeah, you can kind of tell it's not shiny. It's not white anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because I still have 4 more panels to go. And the next one is Ursula, and she has white hair. So I mean, ultimately, I guess her panel is also going to be faded out, but I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys have come across this problem. If you have, then let me know if there's any way to do anything about it. I don't know. I mean, I'll still keep going. I don't mind it. If anything, that can just be even more of a division for each panel. Excuse me. But yeah, I'll still keep going on this because I'm using it for another bingo spot for something sparkly, because she's got the jewel in her crown, she's got the jewel in her cape, and Cruella de Vil was also wearing that necklace. So you'll see her again hopefully next week. I don't know. I don't know where I'm putting stuff. Okay. The next piece that I worked on, which I showed you guys last week, is my Heaven and Earth Designs chart, The Eternal Promise, by artwork by Matt Stewart. And as I mentioned last week, I am using this for my focus piece for Magical Stitches. I originally wanted to do, because the challenge goes by sets of 7,000 stitches, and I originally wanted to go for 7,000 stitches each month. This month it's not gonna happen because I have other focus pieces. Well, not focus pieces, but, well, yeah, I guess full moon is a focus piece, but again, I'm trying to focus on the bingo challenge. So I keep showing you guys this. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to use February to catch up or just keep going, just start from scratch, use February for a new set of 7,000 stitches. We'll have to see. But this is what I have so far. And last time I'm not quite sure where I was the last time you saw this. I did work on it pretty regularly throughout the week because I am using it for another space. So I completed 1,000 stitches for one space. I have the board right here. I completed the 2 of something, the space for 2 of something, so it has 2 people. But now I'm using it for the Stitcher's Choice. I kind of moved around some things on my board, because again, I do want to use this as a focus piece. So I think I'm around 300 stitches away from reaching that second set of 1,000 stitches. So it's been getting quite a bit of work. Mostly just the one color. It's 159. It's a lot of 159. But I did find out that, and I didn't realize this when I kitted it up, that it does use Krynic. So I have to go get that. And I made a point of making sure that I left the areas with Krynic blank. Not just the spaces for the Krynic, but some of the spaces around it, so that I could easily tell that something was missing. Just in case I forget. I probably won't, but you never know. But yeah, this is what again, you guys will probably see this again next week, because it's gonna get going. And this is a needle minder slash frogger by Stitching Button. So it has a needle attached to the end of this chain, so that in case you do make mistakes, you have something to frog with, without necessarily having to unthread your needle. Which for the 25 count, I mean, this is a pretty thick needle. I don't know if you guys can see it. 25 count, it's a bit hard, but I use it mostly for my 18 count and 14 count. But yeah, you guys will probably see this again next week. Yeah, next week for that space, and maybe additional spaces, I don't know. The last piece that I want to show you is the one that I used for the Stitch With Me that I filmed this week. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it if you're interested. I spend 40-45 minutes rambling about Hunchback of Notre Dame, because that's the piece that I worked on. Is my Esmeralda piece by Chilton Crafts, and that's my boyfriend's alarm going off. It's fine, he's probably gonna snooze it. This is based on the artwork by Daniel Kordick. This chart is no longer available on their website, but I am using this for one of the penalty stitches things for full coverage phonetics. We were supposed to stitch on something with evergreen trees, and I could have technically pulled out Moon Charmer, but I'm using this for one of the monthly challenges in Enchanted Stitching, since they're focusing on Hunchback this month, and I have to stitch 1,600 stitches, so that's pretty much almost the 2,000 that I need for penalty stitches. And I guess I could have just taken it out of the Q-snap, but I am moving my way to the right edge. So I've decided that for this piece I wanted to go ahead and finish this entire top row of pages, and then I could go ahead and move to the second row so I can start her. And this is already, and I think I mentioned this, okay, if I pull it you can kind of see, but this negative space that's right here, this curve, is the tambourine. So it's peeking out already, but I do want to go ahead and finish the top row, which is great. It's fantastic. Love those colors. Love those colors. And I kind of kicked myself for already doing the red, because I could have done this for the red floss space in full coverage. But that's it. Kind of short-ish video this week. Mostly because I did do the 2,000 stitches on the full moon. That took up a lot of my time this week, because I am back in school. I started last week, but it was kind of low-key last week, and this week it's like all the assignments that are due on Monday, so it's fine. I can finish. It's okay. But yeah, this week, besides working on villains and finishing up the Esmeralda space, I also want to finish up an Eternal Promise as well. But I do want to finish up the Haku piece. well, I say piece, the space that I use for full coverage fanatics. I got like 500 stitches done on it. I forgot if I show you guys or not. I can just show you. I'll show you. Here's Haku. Oh, I don't have the cover image available. I wasn't planning on showing it to you guys. Yeah, because now that I think about it, I think I told you guys I was gonna stitch on him, but I never actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it up so that maybe you can see it better. So this is what I have so far. The 500 stitches that I did was mostly here. I'm trying to finish up all the full stitches first and then deal with the half stitches that are in the water. So I did do a little bit over here because it's the same colors. It's the blues that are for his tail. But I did the 500 stitches, so I need to do another 500 stitches to finish up that space. But yeah, he's coming along really well. And I'm pretty sure, because I do have him slated for 2 spots, so I'm pretty sure that between those two spaces I can get at least the stitching done. I don't know about the back stitching, but at least the stitching will get done. And yeah, so I need to finish him up, finish his first 500 stitches. I also want to pull out Hogwarts, because I haven't worked on Hogwarts all month and I miss it. Because I do, you know, I am using it for the 21 and 21. That's 21,000 stitches in the year 2021 challenge for full coverage fanatics, and I haven't stitched on it, so I'm just like bad Alma. So I'll pull it out this week as well. But yeah, I don't know what else I may do. I may pull out the stitching time as well, since I worked on Reader's Paradise, or I may just work on Reader's Paradise again. I don't know what I'm gonna feel like doing, but we'll see. You guys will just have to wait until next week, I guess. Again, you'll see some regular whips, and then these whips that haven't come out in quite a bit of time. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. Again, kind of short and sweet, but lots of stitching done still. If you guys have any questions about any of the charts that you saw here, I mean, besides the Esmeralda chart that's no longer available, and the full moon chart that's a little bit up in the air right now, I always put down the links below. I'll link the Lemonade one as well, if it's still available. I haven't checked that one. I haven't checked because I hadn't stitched on it in a long time, but I'll go ahead and double check. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a line below. You can also reach out to me via Instagram as well. And yeah, thank you as always for your support, and I hope you have a nice relaxing weekend, a productive week, that you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, guys.